Hey there, how's it going? It's very late on a Tuesday. Actually, it's really Wednesday where I am, but it's still Tuesday where you are, Katrina. Where are you?
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm in Vegas.
Of course you are. You're in downtown Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Living the life. So we were talking for a while, of course, tonight, and we talked about your account balance, like steadily kind of doing some good things. It's been up. You've been happy. You haven't hit that big like 7 team day where you hit everything and you won thousands of dollars. That hasn't happened yet. But you've been slowly accreting, and you certainly aren't calling me to be like I lost all my balance. You're like, no, actually I'm over $100. Like I've been messing around with this money and it keeps kind of going up a little bit. So you had some things tonight. The Dodgers, of course, let everybody down and lost, including the odds makers. Everybody had them. They didn't win. So that was down. But a lot of the other stuff kind of went up here. Cubs, huge loss for me. And the rest of the night is dependent on Baltimore. If Baltimore wins, 2 of our 4 underdogs win, and the algorithm has a better day than the odds makers today. If Baltimore doesn't win, then we don't. So everything kind of hinges on Baltimore, especially with my wagers tonight. And you also have Baltimore, I believe, in a round robin or something as well. So yes. Okay. So today, mixed bag day. That happens. You don't hit it every day. We already started a video, and then I realized I needed to do a bunch of work on the file before we could continue the video. So this is a new video, but we have tomorrow ready because Katrina, as much as we talk, she doesn't get the picks from me. Like I refuse to call her back in the middle of the day. I'm like, girl, I got stuff to do. And so how do you get your picks? What do you use?
Your video and watch, and sometimes when your Google sheet is up, if I'm able to view it.
So the Google Sheet is now restricted to just people who've paid for access because I wanted to monitor everyone who's in there. And I wanted to make money on having to put that effort in every day to do it. Because I will do this video the night before and send out some preliminary projections with expected lineups the night before so everyone can look at this. But if you want the Excel file and you want to really use it for betting, and I have to do it every day. I have to run around. I screwed it up yesterday when I went to the Nationals game and got the pitcher wrong, and it's work, so I just charge for it. You of course get it for free, but we'll talk about tomorrow because we're looking at tomorrow on the screen. I know you can't see it, but we're looking at the games. And so what do we play if you made some wagers tonight, and if I do a round robin tonight or something, what is it going to be? Well, it says the Yankees beating Oakland is the #1 pick by far. And that makes a lot of sense because Oakland's pretty bad. Now, in that situation here, let's see, I think I connected everything. Yeah, the Yankee game is right here. Says they went 7-2. Jameson Talon, very good pitcher for the Yankees. Cole Irvin, okay for Oakland, but Yankees are just playing great ball. So the line there is terrible. I don't know what to do there because the line is so bad. Next, Dodgers at Colorado. What do you have to say about the Dodgers, Katrina?
Well, hopefully that the third day they don't disappoint. But is your algorithm saying that they're gonna win?
The algorithm is saying, I got a share request here from you on my phone. The algorithm is saying that they're the #2 pick of the day, and that they win this game. They win the game 7-1. Well, they didn't win tonight. They didn't win the last night. The multiple people that have texted me with the words F and Dodgers in the last couple hours. So that, yeah, I mean, at -190, there's a recency bias thing that they call it when like you as a human being are looking at how the team did most recently in the last day or 2 days, and it skews your opinion of what the outcome of the game might be. So technically we're supposed to listen to the algorithm. We're supposed to take the Dodgers to win. However, I don't want to see text saying effing Dodgers. So at -190, I can say, well, I don't want to mess with the Dodgers today. Even though it's in Colorado, you could take them over runs or something. We'll just ignore them because the line's bad and we're annoyed at the Dodgers. But that's not good betting. We should be listening to the algorithm. Next, yeah, San Francisco is supposed to beat Detroit, also a bad line. Then we start to get into some reasonable lines, and also what is just astonishing here is how this mimics what the actual odds are. I cannot stress this enough, that if you wrote a program that predicted the scores of games and comparisons between teams, the chances that you would create a distribution and a result that was mimicking what the actual lines are that are offered by the odds makers are 1 in hundreds and hundreds of thousands in odds, even millions. The fact that it essentially does that, I always say it's because the odds makers actually use this algorithm because I put it out for free. But it also means that whatever logic we are using is so commonly understood by people that are paying attention that we're doing a great job of essentially handicapping the games accurately. And I wonder if the odds makers are winning more because of it, or God, Lord knows what is happening. But just to see this, the only thing we have slightly out of whack is the Angels. The odds makers have a little higher up, and we have one underdog being Baltimore over Seattle tomorrow. Everything else is basically color coded straight down the list in the exact order that the odds makers are listing it, which makes me feel like I'm cheating everyone, because I'm like, hey, anyone can write an algorithm that says, the games are going to be exactly the way the odds makers say they're going to be. That's not what we're doing here. We're doing a completely independent calculation. And it just happens to come up with a lot of what the odds makers are saying. So take that for what it's worth. But anyway, what do we do tomorrow? It says Baltimore. So there's that. Okay, it's the Orioles. It says Atlanta, Washington, San Diego, and Texas. All really good lines, all above 10% margin. So I'll probably put together, my 7-team round robin. Will probably be something like, you can take these on the money line. It says these top 7 teams on a round robin, even though it doesn't pay a lot. You could try to take the Yankees -1.5, or you could try to take the Dodgers -1.5. You could try to take San Francisco -1.5. It's not going to win every time, but it's going to pay better. But it's that. So it's Yankees, Dodgers, Giants, Braves, Washington, San Diego, Texas. Are there any crazy games where you can bet some big overs or something? I don't have wind and weather in here yet, but the Cincinnati-Chicago Cub game, if the wind is blowing out especially, that's a great game for that. It's predicting 10.4 runs already. The Detroit-San Francisco game, predicting 9.9 runs already. Yankees should put up a lot of runs against Oakland, but Oakland won't put up any. And that's about it. That's about it. Low scoring game between Houston and the Mets, between Verlander and Taijuan Walker. And then the order, the pick of the day. People always ask me, what's the best pick of the day? Well, there's a couple ways to answer that. You would say the Yankees are the pick of the day. However, the Yankees are at -275. So they're 1/3 of the pick of the day because it's all you're getting paid. The underdog pick of the day is clearly Baltimore. The next pick of the day is apparently Atlanta at -135, which is the first reasonable line. Even though all these margins are really close. Yeah. And what else is going on, Katrina? How's Vegas? Is there any water? Is there any water going on there? I heard that Lake Mead is like dropped below functioning capacity or something. I've been watching videos. I'll give a shout out to Sin City Outdoors, I believe is the YouTube channel. Couple of Hispanic guys going out fishing all the time, teaching us about what's going on in Lake Mead. They're awesome. Check them out. Super cool. You should go see them. Go get a video with them. I'll send them a comment. No, okay. They are super awesome. They're really showing what's going on in Lake Mead. I've been keeping up to date on it because not only is there power, but there's water. It's a serious problem.
Yeah.
That doesn't get that. What's the news been like there?
What's the news?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know people are talking about, the water is going to be, not good in like 3 years, whatever, and it's like, I don't know.
Well, they have the turbines that generate energy from the water there. They only function when the water is at a certain level. And just in the past 3 days, I believe it was, the water finally receded to below that level. So until it starts to get refilled through, I believe it's Colorado River or whatever river it is that feeds into it, which usually doesn't happen until later in the year with snowpack and stuff. it's going to potentially cause problems.
Blackouts. There have been blackouts.
There have been?
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. There's like blackouts here and there.
Interesting.
Lots.
Definitely gonna have to take advantage of solar power.
Right.
Yeah, because it certainly seems like that's the way to go. It's
Yeah, there's a
more
lot of sun.
reliable.
Sure.
All right. So all right, well, let's leave everybody with a pick of the day. Is there an alternate over pick of the day? I like those because they pay really well. The alternate over pick of the day is clearly this Cincinnati Cubs game or the Detroit San Francisco. It's the Cincinnati Cubs game, isn't it? Yeah, look at those ERAs. So it doesn't have an over under in that game yet, but something like an alternate over 11.5 in the Cubs Cincinnati game is something good if the wind is out, which we can check actually. Hold on a second. They actually give you wind for tomorrow. And the answer is Cubs. Where are you? It is 8 mile per hour in, so maybe not. If the wind is coming in, you don't want it. So I would say that's why you got to look.
Yeah.
All right. All right. You got anything to say to anybody? I feel like this is a pretty good preview for Wednesday. And yeah.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, good. So that's the update. We'll be back. When will I be back? Is it tomorrow? Oh yeah, sorry. Tomorrow's games, look at the times. They're all many are super early. The first eight games. I mean, you're gonna have to wake up in the morning before you get breakfast and put your makeup on. It's like there's gonna be a Milwaukee Tampa Bay game going on. So you're gonna have to make those bets tonight. I guess it's good that we're doing the video. You know what? Let's talk about just the bets on the early games. I'm gonna blow through it. I always say super fast, but we're really gonna do it.
Okay.
All right. So Milwaukee and Tampa Bay. It's almost even
Yeah.
money on Tampa Bay. It says take Tampa Bay. Pittsburgh and Washington. It says take Washington at -130. Oakland and the Yankees. The Yankees are supposed to crush it. Take the Yankees to win just at -275. They're supposed to win. If they don't win, that sucks, but they're supposed to win. Houston and the Mets. It says Houston -125 wins that game. Texas and Kansas City. It says Texas -120 wins that game. San Diego and Arizona. It says San Diego -139. Yeah, it says they won that game. And two more games in kind of early in the day, Detroit and San Francisco. It says over in that game, in the Detroit and San Francisco game. And it also says that San Francisco wins, but their line's not good. Then there's the Baltimore-Seattle game where it's the only the underdog of the day. It says Baltimore. So your early game round robin involves Baltimore, over in Detroit, San Francisco, San Diego, Texas, Houston, whatever you want to do with the Yankees, Washington, and Tampa Bay. 1, 2. If you don't play the Yankees game, it's 3, 4, 5, 6 over 7. That's my 7. So I stay away from the Yankees because I don't like the Y. But everything else is there for the early day. All right.
All right.
Did you get it? You can go back and watch the video.
Yes.
All right, cool.
I will.
All right, so we're doing it. So good luck, everybody. I hope all your picks won, and I hope they win tomorrow. And if you want to get access to the Google Sheet to see what happens when lineups get updated and things are legit, it's $30 for 30 days. It's $1 a day. If you can't pay $1 a day for this, then you don't need it. That's the way I look at it. So there you go. All right. Good luck. May all your picks be winning. And we are